Hey guys, it's me, Swankivy again, and I'm back with the Asexual Top 10. In my last video, I made an introductory video to the concept of asexuality and tried to describe what it is, and I specifically said I didn't want to discuss what it isn't. That's what this video series is for. This is the top 10 reasons that people suggest for my asexuality. Whenever I say, hey, I don't want to have sex, they say, oh, well, you're not asexual, it's one of these other 10 things. So I'm going to make a short video about each one of them, and maybe when I get through with those, I'll figure out what else to do next. In the future, I hope not to have this introduction on all of them, but since this is the first of the top 10, I figured I'd start with a little explanation of what I'm doing here. So, anyway, in typical top 10 format, I'm going to start with the least popular of the suggestions, and that would be number 10. I say, hey, I'm an asexual, and they say, no, you're not. You just hate men. You hate men. That's number 10. So, let's examine this, shall we? I'm going to debunk you hate men. First of all, let's see. I guess what they're suggesting here is that the only reason I say I'm not interested in sex is that I've got something against men. I've got a chip on my shoulder. You know, every time I see a man, I assume that's what he wants, and so therefore I treat him so bad that I never get to that point, and then just pretend that's how I want it. Well, first of all, let's get this straight. I don't hate anyone. I really can't think of anybody that I actually hate. So, of course, I don't hate half the population. So, I'm not going to assume that any guy who talks to me is after some sex with me or something. That's not how I see it. In fact, it's usually the furthest thing from my mind, which sometimes gets me in trouble. But, what I do hate is when someone is a sex scrounger. And sex scroungers around me, most of the time, they're men. And, you may or may not know already, if you've ever been to my website, that I have a web page where I have recorded, I think it's over 50 now, over 50 instant messages with what I call cyber freaks, which are, you know, people who just instant message me trying to have cyber sex with me or something. And, you know, it's a form of entertainment for me to mask their identity and then post the instant message and show what kind of a dumbass they are. And, you know, it's funny, and I'm not hurting anybody, but, you know, these guys, they just come out of nowhere and think that they can say, hey, sexy, what are you wearing? And sometimes things are a little bit more obscene than that, obviously. So, I don't know, that's, I guess, my revenge or something. But I don't hate men. I hate that. You know what I mean? So, of course, men are the ones who harass me about sex more, so my responses to them are going to be voiced more often. I do get disgusted by certain behaviors, and I don't dislike men, I dislike people who act that way. So, let's see, lastly, my all-knowing PDA says that I have 158 people who are my friends in here, and 2/3 of them are male. What does that say? You know, I obviously don't have any trouble relating to them. I have more male friends than female friends, and some of them are very close. So, in summary, I have nothing against men. I just have something against stupid people who think sex is the meaning of life and are trying to convert me. That's all I have to say about that.